Look, I didn't plan to board an alien spaceship. But when a hottie from another planet lands shirtless in front of you, and yes, I mean literally lands, as in a UFO is hovering overhead, totally ruining my hair with all its windy engines and whatnot, and he's purple, and he's declaring his love for you, and your heart is doing this weird thing that leads you to believe he's not full of shit, then yeah, you board his UFO. And, okay, maybe I was a little drunk. Hey, it was Valentine's Day, and I was celebrating. I was single, had a roof over my head, and worked a job I didn't hate. So yeah, life was good. However, my Achilles heel must have been in my celebrating these things and proclaiming that this is why loving yourself was more important than loving a man. Because, wham bam, thank you ma'am, now before me stood a purple extraterrestrial that caused my heart to flip, stumble, and fall. I like to think that had I not been confident in my single life, the universe wouldn't have quite literally hand-delivered him to me, my mate. Yeah, I said it, mate. That was the first word out of his mouth. Well, technically, the first word was hello, but mate came shortly after that. And I would have rolled my eyes over him being such a total weirdo with him labeling me his mate, except I felt it too. There's no way to explain it, except that when I looked at him, my body, mind, and soul knew his on a deeper level. My mate's purple-toned bicep reached out for my hand, and without looking over my shoulder at the life I'd so carefully curated, I threw caution to the wind and echoed his sentiment. Mate, I said aloud. His hair was jet black, much like my own. His gray eyes stared longingly into mine. I suddenly became conscious of how little I wore, and I rubbed my hands up and down the bare skin of my arms. My tia would flip if she knew I was head over heels for this stranger, and so willing to walk away from everything in the city. But I knew that all he had to ask was for me to follow him, and a life far better than I ever dreamed would unveil itself. I'm Raul. His deep voice trembled through my chest. I'm Martina, I responded. God, was that a quiver in my voice? I pretend that was the cold and not my lusting over this E.T. I have traveled many galaxies to find you. Jesus, melt a girl's heart, would ya? I exclaimed. His furrow browed. I do not want to harm you, unless pain is what you like. No, it was just an expression. I found myself reaching for his arm in concern. His worry was so cute. When my hand touched him, he looked down at it. Though I'm not opposed to a certain kind of pain. I could only hope that he caught my drift. Did aliens flirt? Or was I making a total ass of myself? I like that. He continued to gaze at my hand. If you like that. I let my fingers stroke up and down his arm. He tensed, and I quickly withdrew my hand. Sorry, I said. I can be a bit forward. It's just, I've never felt this strongly, and my heart and hormones seem to be on overdrive. He placed his hands on my red sequined dress, pulling me into him. Our faces were an inch apart. His large, steady hands held me in place as I looked into his intense eyes.